Hi, my name's Tanya Hinch, and I'm originally from Crossville, Tennessee, but have spent most of my life in New York City. I did play sports at one point many years ago, but I'm an avid fan, both in person and on TV. I am thrilled at the idea of having a sports channel for women because right now what young girls see on TV is reality TV, which couldn't be further from the real world. So it will give those young females who may or may not be athletes themselves the opportunity to see themselves in successful situations on many different playing fields and in many different situations. I think it's going to be terrific for young girls. One of the things I'm most excited about the Women's Sports Channel is it will give women athletes more exposure, not just from a standpoint of watching them play, but to careers and job opportunities that may have traditionally been excluded to them. The ability to develop skills and to develop relationships when playing sports or being involved in sports is unparalleled in many ways. As a former hiring executive, I looked at people who played team sports as particularly valuable in certain key jobs. Unfortunately, there weren't as many women at that point. Now there will be. So I think it's such a great opportunity. I live in a state that is very pro-female sports, Tennessee. Obviously, with Pat Head Summit's Lady Vols, it's a huge presence here. So I'm used to seeing young boys wearing jerseys from Candace Parker and Shamiqua Holtzclaw. I'm used to men talking about what happened to the Lady Vols over the weekend. And I see that growing. I see more men becoming appreciative of what they see on TV from these female athletes. Unfortunately, the Olympics are one time every 4 years, and so that buzz is exciting and gets people talking, but then it goes away. So having a presence on a sports channel on a continuous basis can only increase the appreciation of the sport and increase male viewership. You know, again, I grew up playing basketball when if you weren't, in a time when if you weren't tall or liked basketball, there really were no other real choices for you to play. And now there's just so many different opportunities, from bowling to lacrosse to rowing. I mean, I work a little bit with the Tennessee Women's Athletic Department, and just seeing the sheer number of athletes on scholarship is amazing. One, you should do it for the pure business reason. Women are a huge target audience. They have a tremendous amount of purchasing power, and they're very loyal. They watch what they love. And so by participating in the Women's Sports Network, you're going to draw in people who you want to attract for your advertisers. It's a money reason. Well, I would say in response to any question about will women enjoy this channel, watch it, participate in it, is the sheer number of women who have daughters or friends or family members that play and participate in sports. We know how incredibly supportive they are with those ventures, and I can only believe that having the ability to watch, record, save TV viewership of a women's sports network channel would be incredibly high. I suspect it would even be higher than what we see in men. So I would watch it all. What I find most interesting in sports is just the backstories and the sheer ability to see what people have invested their time and energy in. So I'm a viewer that likes to sample lots of different opportunities. I became a big fan of rowing when the University of Tennessee became so successful and started watching that. I also became a big fan of women's softball when I actually went to the World Series the first time. So what I think is exciting is that the more you expose women and men to different sports on the Women's Sports Network, the more you will see an appreciation and a growth in those, what some people might consider minor sports, but to those who care about them, they're everything. Well, as anyone who is involved with marketing knows, the world of awareness and impressions has changed completely. We're bombarded daily with so many different messages. The ability to tie in with something, some medium or some activity that people care about and are passionate about and have a loyalty to is so incredibly powerful. I liken the Women's Sports Network to the original NASCAR back in 1986 that I was involved with. People cared about that sport. They bought based on that sport. They watched based on that sport. Well, now with the proliferation of different opportunities and different sports, you have to be so much more clever and so much more creative to find ways to connect with your customer. And by supporting something like a women's sport or a women's sports network that people will care about will only improve somebody's bottom line.